Yeah.
How's your December going?
Oh.
Everyone had a lot of. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear, but I know that it's more crazy with the holidays. Hey, I'm good. How are you? Good to see you. Saw that. We missed tomorrow. Good. This is what I need. Maybe another it's a 30. No, I think ICC. Yeah, because I looked at this also, this isn't very clear. We need to have. We read
just for the funds. But once you curl it, it doesn't get yeah, it's kind of like that.
But I haven't seen one like that.
Yeah, this one once you hold it,
We're trying to get a room set up. I know I'm like Tuesday. I just wanted to make sure. She is the co-chair. I keep her warm every time. I'm just going to I graduated. Here's the transition. Yeah. I had you for pharmacology. Yes, I now I'm Oh, okay. Awesome. Yeah, so I actually taught on campus for 6 years. So every now and then I saw you in the elevator and then I got but yeah, of course. I was over there much. Are you still there or did you retire?
I'm still there.
Yeah, I knew you had retired, so I wasn't sure. I actually wanted to ask you. Well, nice to meet you.
Hey, I wanted to introduce you.
This
is Judith. She works many hats, and she just wanted to share some resources about my
Somebody lets me expand this way. I didn't look back.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful. And it's kind of- Oh, really?
We'll take it. Yes, thank you. This is our regular meeting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Can I get your information? Do you mind writing your name over here? What you have in card?
I've got a video online. I have a
Okay. Those are great.
And adults.
Yeah.
When I ran college.
Let me give you my card as well.
Anytime you're ready, just leave your cell phone. There's never.
So is this your cell phone? Wonderful.
I plug your number in. All right.
Thank you, Judith.
I cover every night.
Betty, it shows up, but it's so thank you.
Well, they don't understand you.
Thank you.
Latest,
Well, that's. We're building. Oh, okay. I like that. How are you? Good. This is exciting. Yeah, this is really cool. Very innovative. And what's cool is that across the country.
Hi,
Hello.
I'm with Toastmasters, and we're doing a storytelling, holiday storytelling. It's just on December 20th.
Okay.
And you can eat if you want to, you can drink, it's open wine. The programs from that.
Perfect. All right.
And come and join us.
Sounds good. Well, I'm from the Fullerton Public Library, so I will pass this
Oh,
on as well.
please do that.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
And our storytelling has told stories there.
Oh, perfect.
Yes, it has. But these are for adults. This is not a child.
Gotcha. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you
Yeah,
so
you know, I
much.
know a little bit about them. Good and bad and ugly. Yes. Yes, you have. Always been a pleasant conversation. So yeah, and this is kind of exciting because when you're an employee of any government, you always got to be careful because you want them to come back. Having the freedom to be honest and say that you can even kind of describe the settings is real comfortable because you feel like you're really helping. Because government can be very difficult to
Kelly, you're new to the city's library? Have you been here for a while? Or?
So I worked part-time in the children's library from 2015 to 2020. I left to a different library, got my master's, worked on that, and then came back full-time. So I just started in my current role
and
in
that's
April.
it, because
I'm like both new and not new, so
and I was approached by one of the deputy directors of the city of San Diego because the young people are facing the same challenge. She wanted me to speak to them about how to navigate and why to navigate. Because I don't, again, I'm just telling you based on.
It's not working. Kelly, Emily's on the.
Oh, it's on. It's already
Kind of
just.
like,
All right, everybody. Is it now? Did it go?
and so, yeah, hopefully
Hello.
they will be able
This is
to at
how
least
maybe I should.
not necessarily always be happy, but at least have an understanding
Hello.
of why things are really are.
I don't know if I can. All right, everybody, welcome. So glad that you are here. I'll just use my loud voice. Thanks for coming. There we go. All right. Well, it's so good to have you here at our collaborative meeting. This is going to be a really fun meeting. I think you'll be very impressed with what our school district is doing. So this is really exciting. But what a great time to be together. This is a very busy time for all of us as we're staring down the end of the year and all that's going on for that activity. So we're going to have a little bit of time, hopefully around the table, so we can connect with each other and talk a little bit about the work that's going on this month and some of your goals and maybe events that you have planned, and we'll be talking about that together as well. But we're super excited to have you all here today. So it's my privilege to welcome you or to introduce you to Jeremy Davis. He's the assistant superintendent with the school district, and he's going to tell you about this very cool project that they have going on that I think will interest all of us in the room here. So Jeremy, thanks for coming.
Absolutely. Thank you. We'll get to the website in just a moment. I'll sort of walk you through places you can see some of the media and things, but I'll just give you a little background. So Fullerton, we're the K-8 school district. And coming out of COVID, our amazing superintendent, Dr. Pletka, came to my department. We're actually the tech department. We're the innovation department. Came and said, hey, we want to do a little Shark Tank. We want 5 crazy ideas that would be really innovative, things we can do with kids. Let's just knock it out of the park. Anything you want. Let's just try it and see if we can fund it. So my 5 team members all came with a different idea. And as soon as I heard, hey, let's have kids build a home, I'm like, oh man, that's going to be the one, and I don't know how to do that thing. And sure enough, Dr. Bob's like, yes, that one, let's build a home. So I've been learning, and thankfully I'm not in charge of building a home. I'm in charge of finding people who know how to build a home, which is great. So what we came up with was, what if we had 8th graders build a tiny home? And not only that, but what if that tiny home could actually house one of our homeless families on sort of a transitional rotating basis, where they could come in, maybe spend 5 or 6 months raising funds. There's a lot of programs out there like CalOptima, where if a family raises enough money, CalOptima can come in and help with first and last, and we can get them into less transitional housing and into actual housing. So we started looking around the district, who could maybe do this? Where could we do this? How could we do this? What kind of funding would we need? What kind of friends would we need, like Jay? So we had a committee. We started bringing in like Pathways of Hope and the Hope Center and OC United and all kinds of friends to sort of say, okay, what can we do? What can this look like? What's possible? The Phelps Foundation and the Fullerton Education Foundation provided 2 significant grants for us to be able to afford all the materials to do this work on the home. We actually built an outdoor classroom at Nicholas Junior High School. So the students would be able to work on the home, on the trailer itself at all times, instead of having to always transport back and forth to the wood shop. So we now have an outdoor classroom at the backside of Nicholas. If you ever drive by, you can see the trailer that's there, and a big sea container. We ran power out to it so the kids can use all the tools and everything. And then we're working with our child and welfare services, actually, Pauline Morris, Dr. Lee Morris here. She's helping us sort of figure out, okay, what family would go into this home? How would we choose them? How would we do maybe some kind of lottery system once we had some parameters down? It's going to be big enough basically for most likely like maybe a single mom and 1 or 2 kids. And where we're going to put it is actually at the Orange Thorpe Elementary School campus. So if you're familiar with that campus, there is a Boy Scout hut that's been there for years and years and years. That's sort of, it's not exactly right on the campus, but it's sort of the back end of the parking lot, right on Pacific, near the corner of Orange Thorpe and Pacific, pretty close to there. And we have land there. So we got a wonderful grant from Supervisor Chafee's office to sort of reinvigorate the Boy Scout hut and turn it into a nice community center. But then also we can pour a concrete pad there with utilities that'll be ready for this tiny home and potentially for another one. So we'd like to do this yearly, or at least every other year, how these projects continue to go and how it just be a part of wood shop. So Musio Vidalis, who actually was just named one of the Orange County Teachers of the Year, and is going to be going up to the state potentially, up to Monterey to present and possibly be one of the Teachers of the Year for the entire state because of this project. So he's handling the woodshop part of it. And all of last year he spent with all those woodshop 1 kids sort of identifying who are the best of the best, who are the ones that really want to do this, who are the ones that have great skills, who are the ones that are interested. And we have a really cool group of kiddos. We have, I think it's, I think out of the 24 kids, I think 10 of them are ladies, which is wonderful. It's not just, burly dudes trying to cut stuff up. We have, and they're great. Like the girls are like, no, you don't cut it like that. Like, oh my gosh, the model has to be correct. You can't, like, no, someone's gonna live here. What are you doing? So it's really neat to see the interaction of the kids as this has gone from them building models to now starting to work on the home itself. So we have a trailer that we bought. It's 8 by 24. That'll be the dimensions of the home, 192 square feet. And we have plans that were online from a lady named Anna White. She is beyond excited that we're doing this. So she's going to help us potentially by maybe letting her 1 million followers know that they could donate to our program. That would be cool. But she's going to fly out for the ribbon cutting because she's so excited. She's from Alaska. She has this whole how to build tiny homes, how to build stuff, where she does up in Alaska. Excuse me. So we have multiple pieces happening. One is the woodshop class. But then in our heads, it was like, well, this is bigger than woodshop. Okay, there's a lot more to this project. So what else is there? Well, let's talk to our leadership kids and let's see if the yearbook and the ASB group wants to document this entire process. So we got them some cool camera equipment, taught them how to use Final Cut Pro, and we now have the ASB and yearbook group at Nicholas, who's also coming out every time there's someone happening or we have a build day, and they're documenting the process for us as well to make some cool videos for us. But then there's also a group over at Parks, because we thought, as we talked to the city originally about what we could do, we found out that there's not a lot of laws in Fullerton that would allow this just to go on any piece of property. One of the reasons we're putting it on our property as the school district is because there aren't a lot of laws at the state level. And then if the city doesn't have their own laws, they look to the state. And if the state is saying, maybe, but don't have really great laws in place, then the city doesn't really, the city defers to the state, right? So what we're doing with Parks is we have a group of kids. We have a program called Thrively, where kids figure out their interests and their passions. So we got a group of, it turns out to be 4 ladies who are very interested in politics. And they're going to be working with the city council to try and get tiny homes on the city council as an agendized item so they can come present what we're doing and why. So we're trying to tap into multiple interests of students in this project. So it's not just the builders, it's not just the photographers, it's not just the future politicians. Senator Josh Newman's actually coming tomorrow to help coach a whole class of kids on sort of his story how he became a senator, how laws are created in the state of California. So he's going to come for about an hour tomorrow and work with the class. And the 4 ladies who are going to be presenting at state council, they get the first 4 questions. So we're like, okay, be ready. You're going to be called on first. But it's really neat that the senator's willing to come. We also have Jesus Silva, who's willing to, he actually works at that school. So he's going to come and sort of help the girls understand this is how city council works. This is how you present. This is how you get something on the agenda. So we're trying to tackle the entirety of the program from a whole bunch of different facets, which is, yes, building. Yes, this can be part of your servant leadership, as like your building or whatever it is, but also helping the kids understand there are lots and lots of careers that don't always require that 4-year degree, that maybe you go over to Fullerton College. They have an amazing building and industrial arts program at Fullerton College. Maybe this leads right into there for some of these students, or maybe they end up going into construction or construction management. But we're just trying to inspire, but at the same time show them you can make a difference with what you're doing. But also we love hands-on project-based learning. Anytime that they can actually have an impact on their community, or they can see that, oh, something I did in class might impact another family or might impact, that's a big deal for us. It's a big deal for us to show students what's possible. So this is the website. If you just go to our fullertonsd.org and search for tiny home, you'll see a whole bunch of websites. I'll show you this in a minute. We'll shrink it down and I'll walk you through a little bit of it. There's a whole media page. I've become the public information officer for the tiny home, because once the Register got it, and once we got on the front page of the Register, that opened the floodgates, like ABC7 and KTLA5 and Fox News and KNX 1070, and people are coming. We want to know more. We want to know more. So it's been great. We have a bunch of news stories on here you can watch. They're they're snippets. But the neat thing was, like KTLA, Chip came out, and he had his camera, and he said, "Hey, I'm gonna shoot, and then I'm gonna edit in my van, and I'm gonna stand out in front at like 1 o'clock, and I'm gonna go live with the stuff I just shot like 2 hours before." And I'm like, wait, hold on, seriously? He's like, oh yeah, it's just me. I'll shoot all the video, I'll edit it, I'll go live, I'll hit play, it'll be ready to go. We'll just send it up. Really, really cool. So I said, can we get the ASB kids to come out and do some of this with you? So all the ASB kids came out, had a little mini field trip, had his news van right out in front of the school. They got to see his equipment and talk to him and sort of say, wow, this is amazing. So everyone's shown up with something different. One showed up with literally an iPhone, just an iPhone on a stand, shot all the video with the iPhone, went and edited it right on her iPhone, and it was ready within hours, and the news was rolling. So really interesting to see that these camera crews are one person and they're doing all their own work. They have like another iPhone they stick in their pocket, they put a microphone on you that records it. They go back to their van within an hour. Like when I said, wow, you only have 2 hours, it's like, oh, that's a luxury. Like 2 hours is wonderful. Usually it's like 45 minutes to edit, boom, be ready, done, send it. So really neat to have the kids understand the process of that. So as they're in yearbook, maybe they understand, oh, journalism, this might be a career interest for me, right? So we're always trying to get them to do that. We have a company called New Dimensions, which does a lot of construction work for us as a district. So they've volunteered some of their hours to make sure the kids are getting mentored as they do the work, right? Because they can't fall down. We want actual, as architects. So we had an architect sign off on all the plans. Yes, these are great. Made a couple modifications, wonderful. And then we have contractors who come in, work with the kids, and show them, this is why this is important. This might need to be redone. This is how we're going to do a corner. This is how we're going to do the roof. So we're going to have somebody basically mentor teaching the students with the teacher all the way through. And our great hope is a ribbon cutting in May. So we'll see. That's our fingers crossed. That again, that is a hope. That is a hope. That is a hope. That is a hope. Thank you. That's a hope. So please don't and I've had to say that so many times to the people interviewing me. Oh, what day are we coming? I'm like, probably May. Probably. There's an atmospheric river, El Nino, coming our way. We don't know for sure. It will be all done by May. That's our great hope, though. Our great hope is by the end of this year, everything is done enough that we can do the ribbon cutting, and that we can also put the family in it. So we've had some great responses, like Home Depot has stepped up. They said, oh, we'd like to give you some appliances. Ganal has been giving us discounts on lumber and things. So we definitely have community partners who've been helping us out, and I'll show you in a minute. Excuse me, how to go on and donate if you want to. Pathways of Hope is going to case manage for us. They're great. They've said, hey, we're really interested in this, and we have a great relationship with them. So they're going to help us with like contracts for these families and to help case manage that family. But then also they have, we have food pantry and things like that. They'll be available to those families through Pathways. So we're just excited. We're excited for all the possibilities. We're excited for what the kids are already learning so far. And then just to see what's possible afterwards. If the city decides, yeah, let's look at passing some laws around tiny homes. Great. But if not, we at least have space for a couple. And then we're just excited for the kids to hear from all the experts, to get really hands-on with their learning. And then, but I'm also, honestly, I'm excited for a wall not to be right, and then to have to tear it down and say, no, that wall, no, that wouldn't withstand like an earthquake. No, no, you have to do it this way. So, because you want kids to fail forward, right? Fail for us is first attempt in learning, right? It's sort of an acronym. You never want it to be perfect the first time. I don't want a construction worker really building a house while they just sort of watch. I want them building this home, but I want them to understand that it doesn't always work perfect the first time. Like there's a reason when you have a construction project at your house, you always pad it by like an extra 30%, both time and money, right? Because sometimes things happen. So they need to understand that that's part of how this all works. Yes, go ahead.
Do you go to high schools too?
No, we are an elementary and junior high district. There are high schools doing some great things out there, but our district is only K-8. So we're just the elementary.
Joanna Park High School,
Mm-hmm.
and another one here in Fullerton. There were 3 police cars packed out. I would pass out information about our upcoming conference,
Mm-hmm.
for math science conference for girls. There would be 3 police cars parked out in front of the high schools every single time I went. I'm not talking about 1 year. I'm talking about 14 years. Every single time I went. This is so needed on a high school level too.
There are a bunch of, actually Amy right here can tell us about it too.
So we do have a building construction pathway that goes up to
Good.
4 years at a high school level. But Fullerton Joint doesn't have one right now. Other neighboring districts do have it. I was gonna actually offer, if you want the job done, I can see if we can collaborate with some of the high school students as service learning opportunities.
Oh, that'd be great.
That's something
These
we can
kids just
discuss.
don't have a path.
That's something.
They really don't know what to do.
There's definitely pathways. The Fullerton High School District has different pathways.
Yes.
They've got an amazing cybersecurity pathway at Troy. So there's different schools have different pathways in the area. We went with Amy, actually, our team went to
Brea.
Brea, because they have a really cool building and construction pathway there. So we went there just to see what they're doing, which was great. But we're actually
troubled schools too. Don't look at just the schools that are, have good graduation levels and all of that. Look at some of the high schools that aren't doing well.
We have RP programs at all the continuation schools, because it's very important, like you said, to
Good.
give them the purpose and skills that they
I'm
can
glad to
use
hear that.
as soon as possible.
Thank you.
I'm sure. Good. Okay. Let me take you through our website just for a moment, and then any other questions I'm happy to answer. So I have to sit back here. So
This is old school.
yeah. Old school. All right.
The
So
clock is 30 minutes ahead of the.
Yes, the clock is always
what
wrong.
is it? Oh, there's clock.
3:24.
Sorry, I'm in charge of IT. I can fix the clock. All right. So it is at Nicholas Junior High School, and the ASB class is running the website for us. So whenever we get a new interview, we send it to them, and they post it for us. So they're actually learning the website skills as well. So if you go, and again, you can either write this down, or if you just go to our FullertonSD.org homepage and search tiny home, you'll get a whole bunch of different links that'll usually take you just right here. But we have community partners, but the main one, this has been fun-ish. The media coverage. The first 2 were fun, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't have any more meetings, because and what's interesting is they will email you like on a Monday morning and be like, hey, we're on our way. We'd like to interview somebody in like an hour. And I'm like, oh, I guess that's me. I guess I'll cancel everything I'm doing because I want more publicity. I want, yes, you're Channel 5. Yes, I want you. Yes, I will be there. I'll figure this out. So if you go here, you can go to like the ABC 7. We can play. I don't know that we're going to get a lot of sound. But it takes you out to their YouTube page. And they'll have ads.
Yeah, you can't.
And we don't have audio at the moment. That's okay. But you can look and you can go to you can see AM 870, The Answer. Oh, we don't have that one yet. That was just an audio. They did like their Sunday, like local champions kind of thing. And then, yeah, so CanX. So this is an interview they did. Register came out. That's the article. You can read it. KTLA News, they have theirs. And it was nice because every time they came out to talk to us, we had different students that would get in front of the camera and they would talk. It wasn't just always sort of the one. But it was great. The kids are getting excited. I will tell you, bringing them the newspaper was one of the most interesting things for me to do. So I brought them the newspaper. I'm like, look, you guys are on the front page. And they're like, great. And I started to try and open it. And I'm like, now get to page 11. And they're like, it started falling apart and falling. They were like, what is this? Like, this is a newspaper. Right? And trying to find the register was not easy. Because it turns out when you go to 7-Eleven, that's like the only place that has them now, they're like, oh, we get 2 a day.
Oh my God.
Like, and that's because people don't buy them. So I went to all these 7-Elevens, like all around Orange County, to get like 5 of them. So I had one for Nicholas, and one for us, but it was crazy. So, but it was fun watching them. And then I'm like, okay, now put it back together because the whole paper had fallen apart. They were very like, this is so dumb. Like, why would you make something like this? Like, so, like, I know, go back to your iPad, it's fine anyway. But yeah, it was really interesting to watch them. And their fingers got sort of dark. Like, why does ink come off of this onto our hands? Oh man, I was a paper boy. I had a paper route when I was a kid. You're killing me. All right, so we have our mission, our project purpose. All of it's here. And we have, so these are our students that on our kickoff day, we have our speeches there from our 8th graders. So you can listen to Cash and Edwin or Mariana and Anita. Where's our progress? So we have some pictures from framing. Like, so these are models that the kids all built because they need to build like a 1/12 model so they can understand the math and the measurements and sort of do it before they actually got there. And then we have some framing practice. So as they went in, like, what are they going to do as far as building out, as far as building out the actual roof lines and things like that, the shed that they're building out there. If you do drive by, the little shed, not the tiny house. So many people are like, how are people going to live in that? Like, no, that was a little practice shed. It's like 8 by 8. Like, no one can live in that. It's the trailer right next to the shed that will eventually be the house. So, but yeah, so there's some photos. This is actually groundbreaking from when we actually built the outdoor classroom that's out there now. So our ASB group is coming out every time we do anything and shooting and just keeping this going until we'll have sort of a little mini documentary at the end. All right. So last but not least, because how do we donate? So there's a little button right there. It says, how do I donate to the tiny house? So this is going through the Fullerton Foundation. You can choose an amount. You can do all kinds of stuff here. And then what we're working on now is, there's our supporters, you can do anonymous or whatnot. We're also going to be working on a list, which will be all the items we need. Like, you want to donate a doorknob for $4? Donate a doorknob. You want to donate a refrigerator, you want to donate a microwave. So we'll have a lot of different levels of things you can buy. You want to donate a 2x4? Fine, donate it for a 2x4, you can do that, yes.
Can I get my name on?
We actually have we did a thing at our last fundraiser called Nailed It. And we have these huge beans. And if you donated, I believe it was 500, you got to pound in a golden nail and then sign. And those are in the office. So we're gonna have like 3 of those in the Nicholas office of all sort of our heavy hitter donators. And if you go more than 500, I'm sure we can get your name. We can all like etch our name into the cement as they're pouring. Yes, go ahead.
So is it a class or is it within an existing curriculum or is it extracurricular?
No, it's a class. So it's wood 2. So he has wood 1, and then he created wood 2 this year just for the tiny home. Basically, it was all the kids that really wanted to build and showed the aptitude would be brought into that class. But it's also his last period of the day, so he can go into after school. So sometimes we do some after school. We're looking at bringing some of the high school kids down. But also the nice thing about it is these kids can come mentor next year. So if it stays the after school, if they're still interested, they can come down and mentor the kids at Nicholas that build one next year, that start one next year. That's our goal. Again, lots of goals, lots of hopes. Yes.
How big is the tiny house?
It is 24 by 8. So it's gonna be 192 square feet.
Open, an open one, open floor plan.
Yeah, they sort of have to be open floor plans because they're so small. There's a bunk bed, like a full that could have like 2 people, and then below it is a little desk, and then there's a pull-out bed as well, and then a very small kitchenette. But yes, they can fully cook and everything. It'll have utilities. There's a shower and a bathroom as well. So all within 192 square feet. So if you've seen any of the home and garden television shows where they're doing tiny homes now, there's a lot of really cool things you can do with tiny homes. This is this is our first shot with 8th graders with a leader who does not know how to build anything. My wife's like, seriously, can you build? No, I cannot build. I can fix computers, I cannot build stuff. So, which is great. We have all kinds of experts who help us out. But yeah, so it's got a little storage on it. It's going to have sort of a 2-tiered roof on it as well. But yeah, a family, like a single mom and 2 kids, will be able to live there for 6 months and be able to cook it and everything.
And then
Go ahead, go.
what happens after the 6 months?
Our goal is to have another family come in.
And then what happens to them?
Well, our goal is to help them get into permanent housing. So if during that time they can raise the money and qualify under Cal Optima and things to get into an apartment, we would clean it and then bring another family.
So how do they raise money? That's where I'm getting.
It would be through a job. Well, there's a couple things. Cal Optima, I don't know exactly how Cal Optima works, but we're hearing from a lot of different people that Cal Optima is a great program that will provide first and last months to someone who can show they've gotten a job or whatnot. So there's still a lot of pieces to work through, but the goal is raise enough to get into permanent housing, then another family comes in.
I mean, United Way also has a program too, I think.
Right.
Those are other nonprofits.
Yeah.
Habitat Community.
And as it grows, we're getting more, and we're hearing more and more about ways we'll be able to help these families out.
And Pathways of Hope being our partner.
Yes, 100%. Yes.
May I make a suggestion?
Sure.
Is that what I discovered visiting my kid in Berlin, a lot of young people live in rooms, they rent little rooms, they have loft beds.
Mhm.
And then they have their table and chairs underneath.
Yes.
So you could do loft beds that would save up a lot of space.
Yes.
I have one in my house if you want to demonstrate.
Yeah, no, that's actually in the plans. There is a loft bed. It's a full over a desk. So you can work under the loft bed for the desk and do homework. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, you almost have to in a tiny home. There's some that have a desk that then folds down into a bed, so you only sleep at night and lift back up. There's lots of options, but in this plan, yes, it is a loft bed. Other questions, thoughts, concerns? All right. Thank you guys so much.
Jeremy, thank you so much. Pretty exciting, isn't it? I mean, imagine being one of these 8th grade students that's getting this experience, building a home, but also being a part of selecting a family and then watching this family. And I mean, this is real life stuff, right? These are kids and families that are coming from the school district right here. And hopefully something that we can continue to build others and really begin to build compassion and care and addressing the issues of housing, affordable housing in our city. And man, there's lots of real life stuff that's going on here. So anyway, super proud of you guys. Thank you, Jeremy, for coming and sharing that today. Appreciate it.
Thanks, sir.
So we have a little bit of time to go to our subcommittee reports, and then we'll also have a little bit of time around our tables for you to network and share at your table. So I'm going to ask David De Leon if he'll come up and give us a quick update on our Next Gen subcommittee.
That was a great presentation. It was a great example of what we're going to be pursuing with Next Gen. And I mentioned the last time we met that we're looking to work with the city, partner with the city to create a youth committee. And if anybody wants to know what a youth committee does, this is what they do. They get engaged with the community, get engaged with projects, and they help identify different things that the community needs. And so where we're at with that is we had to prepare a memo. We sent it into the deputy city manager, and she is now reviewing it. She has received it. And so it has to go to the city council. They had already instituted through a resolution a youth commission, and we want to convert it to committee because the committee actually is more feasible for what we would like to be part of. And so our plan was to wait for that. Well, it's taking a little bit longer. So what I'd like to say right now is we're going to be meeting again on January 31st. That's going to be our next meeting. But between now and then, what we'd like to do is identify the different groups, such as the schools, or if you have the Boys and Girls Club has a group, if there's little groups out there that we can identify early, because we're moving in this direction anyway. So that way, when January 31st comes along, if the city has already agreed or they made the changes, that's fine, and we move on that. But if we have to do it ourselves, we're going to do it, because we know that it's an important thing that we need to do to get our community engaged. So I'll be sending an email out through Debbie to ask you if you represent a group or you know of a group, and provide me your contact information, your name, contact information, and really the size of the group so that we have an understanding of who we're going to market to. So that's what we're doing with Next Gen. It's taking a little bit longer than I thought, but we're moving in the right direction. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Jason Phillips, can you come give us a report on homelessness?
What about early childhood?
It's on my papers second right here. So this is actually a different version right up on the screen.
I was in the middle of something.
Never know.
So our next meeting will be January 16th. We used to meet on Thursdays, but we're moving it to Tuesdays because our county's commission to end homelessness meets on Thursday at the same time. And we did cancel one to go to a presentation there, but there are a couple other ones that I think a lot of our people would want to go and listen to. So that's why we're moving to Tuesdays. We just had a homelessness 101 in Fullerton, and we're working on having a homelessness 201 after that. But we're really going to try and work North Orange County-wide, especially on the education piece, because all our cities are working together right now in outreach. Our whole county is working together in homelessness. So working with United Way and United to End Homelessness to put on some educations. So keep a lookout for that. And then January 16th. January 25th is Fullerton's point in time count. So if you want to sign up for the point in time count, or you know people who want to sign up for the point in time count, it's really important. That's everyonecounts.oc.org, I believe. And you can sign up for the 24th, 25th, or 26th, but 25th is North Orange County. It'll be Fullerton if you want to count up here. But you're more than welcome to volunteer anywhere. It's a good opportunity to see your neighbors. And it is a little awkward at first in the morning because you're waking people up. And you think, well, this isn't right, but it's okay. And I've never had anyone angry, and some people have said no, but usually we have like gift cards or things to hand out as well to be helpful. And it's really important because that's how we get our funding. Anything else? I'm looking at James. James knows everything. Lisa? And did I get the dates right and the times?
I think Fullerton is the 24th.
That's Tuesday? Okay, it is a Wednesday.
24th.
24th is Wednesday, so I did get a date wrong, which is a normalcy, so I was hoping for a win, but no.
Thank you, Jason.
Thank you.
Colleen Morris is going to give the update for our early childhood.
Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Normally we have Daniela here, and so I think, Daniela, you are here. Okay, did you want to share an update?
Sure.
Well, I think the time is that right? The right
Yes.
time here?
Yes, thank you, thank you. Yes, thank you, Lynn. So our next early childhood subcommittee meeting will be January 22 at 1 p.m. Sorry, the typo before, Deborah. 1 to 2 via Zoom. I share the Zoom with Deborah if you're interested. I'm collecting information about presenters, but we're gonna focus on supporting families with the community center, with resources that we share with the families. So I'm trying to get the community center director to present. And then we have Cal Optima also presenting some important information, and I'm still on hold for 2 more presenters to share resources with our families. So I hope you can join us.
Well, that's a lot better than I would have done if it was just me. So I'm glad Danielle is here, so thank you.
Thank you, Danielle. I'm sorry I didn't catch you hiding in the back there. And for our last report, health and wellness, Mr. Peter Hernandez.
Good afternoon, everyone. So just a quick reminder, our Move More Mindfulness Quarterly Health and Wellness Challenge will be ending at the end of the month, December 31st. So if you haven't had an opportunity to share that with your clients or participants and community members, we do have flyers in the back. And as a reminder, we are focusing on addressing mental health stigma and promoting all the different mental health resources that are available in the city of Fullerton. And so one thing the subcommittee has been really focusing on is developing a platform where residents of the city of Fullerton can find different mental health resources. And really, we're in the process of putting together a file that will be available using a QR link or online, available to the community. I think next step for us is really vetting to see exactly what services the different organizations are providing. So again, we are giving a $100 gift card to the top participant of the challenge. And it's been great as far as social media. I think I've seen a lot more engagement with this challenge than previous challenges. So it's been really neat to look through the different posts community members have been developing. Also, we are continuing with our Safe Routes to School project. So I know 2 different identified sites have been Maple Elementary and Richmond Elementary. We are working on identifying the 3rd school. And so we are working in collaboration with the school district, the city, and the collaborative, of course, and many other partners. But with that said, if anyone has any questions, comments, or concerns regarding anything, I'll stick around after the meeting, and you could always reach out to Debbie as well. And our next meeting is on the board. Thank you.
Perfect, thank you. I wanted to introduce to us our newest member here, Nathan, or Destin, with Navigators, correct? I'll let you tell a little bit about your organization.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dustin. Great to be here. I didn't expect to be introducing myself, but that's okay. I've been in Fullerton for about 4 years. I'm not new to the community, but I am new to wanting to get involved with the community. So great to be here and see what you guys are working on. My company specializes in CRM systems and helping people with data and engagement. And specifically, we use a product called Salesforce. So it's not necessarily local to the community. We really work with a lot of nonprofits and companies to empower them and help them do their jobs better. So just happy to be here. Thanks for welcoming me.
Cool, thank you. Thank you so much. So we have 15 minutes for us to interact at our tables. So some of you that aren't at a table, what I thought would be really helpful is you're going to have to budget the time here so that everybody's got a chance to share. But if you'll introduce yourself around your table, and then I think it would be good to talk about what you're specifically working on. This is the end of year for all of us, so that's significant time, maybe messaging, maybe you have some significant events that you have going on. So you can talk about that around the table and share some of what's going on, what you're excited about at your organization. So let's take the time to do that. We got 15 minutes at your table, all right?
Hi, you're with Providence? Yes, I'm Patty. I'm with yes. Excellent. And I'm so sorry. I do from Loveless. Yeah, and she requested like a signature, like on a sticky. Is that okay? Awesome. Right in the middle of time. I know. This was like the last one, and I was like, I think I can make this one. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Patty. Okay, I'm with Providence Mutual Medical Center and the Cedar.
It's fine. I would like
Emily from the Fullerton Public Library, stepping in for Deanna, who usually has been in the past couple months. So,
that's where I'm
yeah, for each topic,
So I'm Dave Taglione. I am a member of the board of the collaborative. I'm also a board of the Boys and Girls Club. And so recently, well, it's been over a year, I retired from government. Spent 36 years in various capacities. And so I'm here making myself available to help people navigate government. So one of the projects I'm involved with right now, and you heard it with Next Gen, in the city of La Habra, 23 years ago, I formed the youth committee. And I had formed the commission before. I formed a lot of different groups in my career. And the youth committee that we had over there was very involved with all sorts of things, community development, was involved with the health and wellness of the community. And the council would actually seek their advice whenever there were projects that impacted that age group. And so one of the things that we want to do is bring that concept, that model here to Fullerton, because we know that, well, just look at the tiny home. I mean, there's kids out here that would really, our students out here, they would really like to get involved in the community. I'm also involved with a community cleanup at Vascular Trail, and there we every month there was like 35 youth from the Eco Club that come out and help clean it up. So those are the things that I'm really involved with. So that's what I'm involved with right now.